321 Contact. While perhaps not the most well-remembered of the productions of the then-named Children's Television Workshop, it was one of its longest running. While Sesame Street focused on basic preschool educational concepts like letters and numbers, and The Electric Company focused on reading skills, 321 Contact was created to impart basic science education and hopefully engender curiosity about how the world works to its viewers. The show's primary science advisor, Dr. Edward G. Atkins, stated he felt the show wouldn't replace a classroom, but would hopefully inspire viewers to ask questions about the scientific purpose of things. Originally, the show was conceived by Samuel Y. Gibbon Jr., who had served as producer on The Electric Company, and was based on the popular Australian production The Curiosity Show. On The Curiosity Show, Australian scientists would explain and demonstrate various scientific principles using common household objects. CTW wanted to transplant this concept wholesale using American scientists, but when the idea was pitched to PBS, the network insisted that the show be hosted with younger people. Things went back and forth for a while until the show was ultimately tooled into 321 Contact. The show originally premiered in 1980 with a first season of 65 episodes designed for a daily weekday broadcast. What made 321 Contact unique was that rather than dedicating one show to one topic, 5 shows were dedicated to a topic, with each episode breaking down the main topic into other aspects of it. For example, the first 5 episodes are all about sound, under the umbrella title of Noisy/Quiet, and covers everything from making music, to music production, to how the ear works.
The sounds we normally hear are around 65 decibels. Anywhere over 100, and you're in trouble. The machine in my hand measures loudness in decibels.
How long have you been working around jets?
Oh, let me see, 59, 20 years now.
20 years?
Long time.
Noise doesn't bother you?
You gotta wear these. If you don't wear them, you'll go deaf.
Like many CTW shows of the time, 321 Contact had a recurring cast of characters. Originally, the 3 main characters of the show were Mark, Lisa, and Trini, 3 college students who could often be found in the workshop, as it became known. It's never clear whether the 3 of them are roommates who live in the workshop, or if this is some sort of hangout that they have. After the first season aired, 321 Contact had some difficulty finding funding. The second season wouldn't premiere until 1983, this time with a completely new cast, who now met in a suburban basement rather than in the workshop. These segments usually serve as links to the various other segments of the show. The concept for the episode is introduced, usually with a minor plotline, such as a character being sick or some other element that ties into the episode's topic, and that plotline is followed throughout the episode with the host segment segueing to another segment. Sometimes these are episodes with the host interviewing experts in various fields pertaining to the subject of the episode. Other times you may see celebrity cameo appearances reminiscent of some of the sketches from Sesame Street or The Electric Company. Or you may see an animated segment introducing a concept that will be visited in that episode.
You were right. It's exactly freezing out there. 0?
32.
0.
32.
Centigrade.
Fahrenheit.
Will you guys make up your minds?
3, 2, 1, you're on.
What?
You're on. Talk now.
Oh, yes, fine. Thank you. I'm here to reply to a recent editorial that was broadcast on this station.
Terrific.
I am Gabriel Fahrenheit, and
You want to move it along a little faster?
What? Oh, yes.
Pick
I'm
it
sorry.
up there.
Last week, you guys talked about the Celsius method for measuring temperature. On the Celsius scale, you'll note that water boils at 100 degrees, and you will note that water freezes at 0 degrees.
So what?
So what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so he could put me out of business, that's so what. I mean, I have a thermometer, too, you know.
Oh, yeah? How does it work?
Well, like this. Look. I have this tube filled with mercury.
So what's in Celsius's thermometer?
Well, it's mercury also.
Yeah, but your numbers are different.
Yes, well, on the Fahrenheit thermometer, water boils at 212 degrees.
Why 212, Mr. Fahrenheit?
Well, why not? It just worked out that way on my scale. Now, how about freezing?
Yeah, how about freezing?
There you have it. 32 degrees.
Now, let's see. On the Celsius scale, water boils at 100 degrees.
Right.
On yours, boiling water registers 212 degrees.
Correct.
And on Celsius's scale, water freezes at 0.
Yep.
And on yours, it freezes at 32.
Absolutely.
You know, his seems simpler.
You're right. It does.
You're out of time.
Can I come back tomorrow?
Get out.
Thank you.
However, the most popular 321 Contact segment by far was The Bloodhound Gang, a mystery series in which each story was serialized through 2 or 3 episodes of 321 Contact. The series followed the adventures of Vicky Allen, Ricardo Lopez, and an assortment of junior detectives who rotated throughout the series' lifespan. All of them worked for the Bloodhound Detective Agency, run by the perpetually unseen Mr. James Bloodhound. Mr. Bloodhound is so frequently unseen that it even seems to be a standard part of the way the company phone is answered.
Bloodhound Detective Agency. Whenever there's trouble, we're there on the double. Mr. Bloodhound isn't here.
Throughout the various Bloodhound Gang adventures, the team uses logic and basic science to solve whatever case they're dealing with. Usually these are minor cases of petty theft and fraud. Episodes of the Bloodhound Gang were written by prolific author and screenwriter Sid Fleischman, who also wrote 6 novelizations of various Bloodhound Gang episodes between 1981 and 1982. New episodes of the Bloodhound Gang were produced up until the series' 5th season, with the tragic death of Marcelino Sanchez, who played Ricardo, in 1986. The final new episodes of the Bloodhound Gang would appear throughout the 6th season of the show, with later seasons occasionally airing older segments. The 5th season also marked a change in format for the show. The linking workshop/basement segments were removed, and the hosts no longer played characters on the show, instead appearing as themselves in various filmed and taped segments. A new intro sequence was also designed for this season to go with the new format.
3, 2, 1! Contact is the secret, is the moment. When everything happens, contact is the answer. Is the reason that everything happens, contact.
Production of 321 Contact ended in 1988. However, an edited version created specifically for viewing in schools ran from September of 1991 until May of 1992 under the title of 321 Classroom Contact. It was hosted by Stephanie Yu, one of the cast members from the later seasons, and was comprised of segments from the entire run of the show. Reruns of the show continued for a while on PBS before being moved over to the Noggin Network in the early 2000s until CTW, now known as Sesame Workshop, sold its half ownership in the company to their partner, Viacom. At its peak, 321 Contact boasted over 7 million viewers and was broadcast in 26 countries, with many of them making their own dubbed-over version of the filmed and taped segments and creating their own host segments. And surprisingly, the show still holds up pretty well today. Sure, some of the information is dated, but as a show designed to introduce basic scientific principles and concepts as applied to the world around you, it still does a pretty good job. And while there's never been a formal DVD release of the show, episodes crop up on YouTube every so often. If you've never seen the show before, check it out for some fun 80s science programming. I'm Aaron Mills. Join me again next week for another edition of Saturd80s.